Hello, hello. What?
Hello, hello, Phil. It's great to see you.
Great to see you, my friend. How you been?
It's a Tuesday. I'm spending time with my favorite software company in the world in Vegas. It's a good day.
Yep, that's fantastic. Well, it's great to see you. We met actually almost a year ago. And
Yeah,
hi, everybody. Uh, Welcome to the webinar. We'll get started here. Let everyone come in here in a second. But Adam, we met a year ago at the Global Aesthetic Conference in Miami. Are you going to be there this year?
I am going to be there indeed. I take off tomorrow. So, yes, sir.
Okay, awesome, awesome. And also really interesting, um, a really interesting event that I'm really excited for is called WALC, WALC by AM Spa. Have you heard of this one?
No, tell me more about it. I'm really curious.
So Sarah Blakely, the Spanx founder, is the keynote, and this is an AM Spa women. It's a women's only aesthetic and leadership conference. There's no trade show booths. It's all practical advice. We're actually
Mm.
doing it. We rented a gigantic yacht. We're doing a Repeat MD yacht party. So if you're going to be there for WALC, we're sponsoring the yacht party. We've never done that before. That'll be
I think I can. I think I can make. Maybe I
that'll be
think I
good.
could come away to a yacht party. I just might have to, make a cameo. That's so cool.
Yeah, you should reach out to Natalie because you're phenomenal, and many of the crowd has seen you talk at one of last year. We did the Sell More Summit, folks, and Adam was rated the best speaker of the entire event. Even
That
beating
was
yours
awesome.
truly, which I'm a little sour about, but that's okay. Whatever the people want, whatever the people want is what they'll get, and they want more of Adam. So
Love
really
it.
excited today to introduce you all to Adam. If you haven't met him yet, you'll quickly realize that there are very few people in the space that are experts when it comes to branding and when it comes to understanding the aesthetics and wellness space and how to position yourself in a way that is not based off price, but based off value, and also in a way that will instantly make you stand out from your competition to be the leader of the pack, if you will. And Adam is the expert of that. And, we've talked about this each time, but we bring this concept here at Repeat MD when we do these webinars. We respect your time. We understand you could be doing anything. So we love to bring you what I call valuetainment, right? It's not just boring education. It's bringing the best speakers, whether they're practitioners or whether they're experts in the space, bringing you the folks that are really going to give you the practical advice to really see your practice grow in a way that you would want to see it grow, right? To make more money, to transform more lives. And Adam is going to be awesome today. So welcoming everybody in. We have a little over 250 different owners and practitioners watching. And Adam, we're going to go ahead and kick it off. So welcome everyone to three keys to sell way more this holiday season. That's what we're going to talk about. And folks, if you're joining us today, you're ahead of the pack, because I know, and most practice owners or managers or just anyone that works in the aesthetics or wellness space, they think about the holidays come like the second week of November. There's very few people that are going to webinars like this, thinking ahead, planning, strategizing for their best holiday season ever. And that's what we intend to bring you today, the best content so you can have the best holiday season you've ever had. And as I've been saying, you're joined by me in a very serious headshot of me. Phil Sitter, I am the founder and CEO of the company of Repeat MD. And Adam, how do you say your last name, Adam? Is it Haron?
Haroun. So like
Haroun.
raccoon with an H and an R. You got it.
All right. I'll never forget that. Thank you. And just want to make sure with my team, I'm seeing a couple messages about connections, audio. Can you folks comment if you can hear us, if you can see us before we get started here today? Okay, everyone, it sounds like everything is great. So Adam, as I've been saying, I've introed you already a little bit, before your slide, but Adam, it's a pleasure to join you today. It's a pleasure to be a host with you today. I know that not only do you bring practical advice, but you bring high-level strategy mixed in with those nuggets that just make you think a little bit differently. in a world of where there's very few professionals, my friend, you stand out as not only a professional but an expert in the space. And I can't wait to do this webinar with you. Do you want to intro yourself a little bit, or
Sure.
give
Well,
the people
you're
a
very
talk?
kind there, Phil. That's so kind of you. My name is Adam Haroun. I am a strategic brand marketing expert who works exclusively in the aesthetic space. So no bariatric surgeons, no dentists. I'm sure those are lovely people, but I don't get the psychology of what they sell quite like I do aesthetics. Another thing you shall know about me is I am a man of very few talents, okay? But what I do especially well is I really help providers build a brand that stands out and really appeals to that upscale patient, right? Not those folks that are coming in, once and you never see again. Not those folks that are coming in for the free air conditioning in the summer, right? We want to help you attract loyal patients who gladly pay more. That's why I am such a fan of everything you guys are doing at Repeat MD, and why I'm so excited to share just how you can maximize the holiday season. There's so many opportunities in front of us.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that, Adam. We're excited to do this together. So today, folks, we're going to go over a few things. We're going to go over a little webinar housekeeping as well. We want your questions. We want your comments. Make sure, let's keep the comment ring going. Whatever you want to say, feel free to say it. On the Q&A side, there also is a Q&A area here. You can ask questions to Adam, ask questions to myself. We're going to do as much Q&A as possible. And just a little webinar housekeeping here. You can see we have content, etc., right on your screen. But let's talk about what we're going to cover today. So first, we're going to talk about 3 secrets to double your conversion rates. Why conversion rates are so important to you is because it's how to do less with more. Okay. And it doesn't mean you need triple the amount of patients. What if you had triple the amount of conversions, right? So you don't need triple amount of patients. Too many folks in this industry think they need more patients, patient acquisition. Okay. Adam will tell you, and I will tell you, it is very hardly a patient acquisition problem. It is mostly a patient retention problem. If I brought a bus of people that were low quality patients, meaning they don't have a lot of money to spend, or they're not a good fit, and brought them to your front door, that would not be what you're looking for. What you're looking for are folks that are coming in, they'll gladly spend more, and they'll invite a friend, someone of their same caliber, right? So we're going to teach you 3 secrets to double the conversion rates. Then we're going to talk about how to capitalize on holiday buying windows, what holiday buying windows are, and why you should mark your calendar for them. We're going to talk about 5 promotions your practice needs to run this holiday season. Adam works with many practices and has ran many promotions for a whole wide variety of practices. So there's nobody better than I can think of to really work with you all on understanding what these promotions are. And some of them might surprise you. When Adam shared this information with me, I was like, oh, wow, like I've never heard that before. And it was immediately compelling. And my BS meter with marketing is always at a 10 because I've seen it. I've seen it. I've been through it. I've bought it, right? Adam, with his strategies, especially on the 5 promotions, you'll want to hear this. Some of this stuff is absolutely incredible and very innovative. And in the spirit of the holidays, some gifts for Repeat MD for our live attendees. We value you. We value your time. We always want to add value back to you. And we've got some special gifts, more than just the ordinary this time. And so we're going to surprise some of you folks with some of the things that we're going to be giving out for this webinar. So stick around, be a part of the content. You're already here. Actively listen, engage, comment, make sure that you make the best of this time. So as we get started, I'm going to lead in this webinar and talk probably for the first 5 or 10 minutes, and then I'm going to let Adam do his thing and just keep up with the slideshow. Adam, that's what my job is, just trying to keep up with you. Okay,
we can do it.
I'm gonna, if there's something I want you to double down on, I'll say that. But really, this is going to be for you, and awesome. I'll cue you in. So we are getting started now. All right. So let's talk about the 3 secrets to double conversion rates, folks. Again, we talked about conversion rates. It's how to do less with more. It's not an acquisition problem. It's a conversion problem. It's a retention problem. If you're a Repeat MD client, you value retention. You would have never purchased our software if you didn't value doing more with the patients you already have. So you're already ahead of the game. But let's talk about why or how to increase those conversion rates. Some of this might just be a reminder to you. right? If I'm going through this and you're like, yeah, I already know this, that's perfect. That means you're ahead of the game. Otherwise, if there's something that I say, I might remind the importance. And with the importance, first and foremost, I have to remind you folks that buy now, pay later is so important for this holiday season. We see consumer discretionary spend tightening. We see people more fearful than they have been in years, whether it's the Israeli conflict, whether the banks were collapsing just 6 months ago, COVID 2 years ago. There's a lot of uncertainty in the environment today. More and more folks are thinking about cutting back. More and more folks are concerned about what the future holds. It's really important that they still get the treatments that they love, and your practice makes the revenue that you need it to make. Make this your best year ever by really considering how you discuss buy now, pay later, and making it easy for your folks to actually transact on buy now, pay later. The difference is on the screen, $2,800, right? That might be a lot of money for folks right now. Maybe not historically, but this year it could feel. A lot of transactions, and Adam will talk about this, is emotion, right? It's more along the lines of what they feel and what value they're getting. And value is going to be a really core pillar this year on how to make sure patients feel like their dollar's going further. Okay. They're still going to buy things. The question is, are they going to buy things from you? And so for buy now, pay later, we have $2,800 here. And that went a little too fast. And to the consumer, that can go down to $102 a month, right? Again, how many folks have $2,800, maybe less this year, okay? But $102 a month, they can justify that, right? So having buy now, pay later, we use Affirm. You can use whatever buy now, pay later that you want. We strongly believe our partnership with Affirm is the best option, but just that simple $28 to $100 a month makes a big difference. Some stats that really matter, take a look at this. Number one, attract new customers, 20% more new customers, right? And 56% of consumers actually prefer buy now, pay later over credit cards. Why? Credit card rates, as you know, are 28%. Buy now, pay later with Affirm is 3.99%. Okay, that's with our partnership with Affirm. You would love it too. 28% versus 3.99%, right? Value. Your dollar goes further, they still get what they want. Increase order values. We see this true with our shopping carts, with our practices, but the average order volume is increasing by 45%. When payments are down to the hundreds of dollars, all of a sudden it becomes very doable and very possible to spend $5,000, $8,000 with your practice. You're really going to want to leverage our relationship, Repeat MD with Affirm, in your content and message that this year so people know that they can afford the treatments that they love. And finally, convert more. Okay, 44% increase in conversion, 20% increase in repeat purchases, and a 30% increase in lifetime value. Look, the 44% conversion really matters. What that means is you're basically doubling the amount of patients you have, right? If you have 44% conversion, about 50% more conversion, that just means you're doing with one patient what you could have done with two, okay? And if you have two and they're using it, it starts getting an exponential result. So it's a reminder, train your staff to talk about buy now, pay later. Make sure that messaging is upfront for this holiday season. Don't be shy about buy now, pay later options in your messaging, in your emails, in your social content. You need to let the world know you have this. There's not a lot of patients that just want to raise their hand and say, hey, I need a credit application. So you have to be forward with being approachable with that. With Repeat MD and Affirm, it's very approachable. If you don't have Repeat MD or Affirm, then you're just going to want to make sure that you're very forward about that and not shy. Okay. And, you all know this, but why we went with Affirm is very simple. And the most important check mark here is highest approval rates, soft credit check, 3 months to 36 months, no hidden cost, used anywhere, anytime, financing up to $20,000. And the most important, if all you remember with our relationship, is it's 3.99% for any credit score and any term length. Okay. With all the other competitors, what we realized is it fluctuates too much. If they do 24 months and they have a 650, you're paying 14%. If they're an 800 and only doing 6 months, you are, maybe at 3%, right? And so what we recognized is consistency is what matters to you. It matters to us. Your success is our success. And we wanted to make that a reality for you. And the math adds up to like this, right? This is a real customer with a real dashboard of one of the buy now, pay later folks. And this is what they were paying. 7% one time, 8% one time, 12% another time. There's the magical 2.9% that they make sure to advertise to everybody, right? As low as 8%, 8%, 11%. And here we are with Repeat MD's average fee of 3.9%. You can see the savings are half, and that's with 6 transactions. What we want to do is make sure that just with the savings alone from financing, it pays for the platform 10 times over. So that's my plug there for buy now, pay later. Whether you use us or any, doesn't matter. It's important for you to message it, okay? The second secret here is omni-channel approaches, okay? What is omni-channel? Omni-channel is using all the different databases you have simultaneously in leverage together. When you post Facebook, post Instagram, post text message, post email, what is the well thought out strategy and how are we messaging those simultaneously, or are we messaging those day by day? And if you saw our last webinar with Chris Balby, he's in the chat here with us today. He did a webinar, he co-hosted with me, how I made 130K in a day with Repeat MD. And we talked about his last promotion for Barbie. So we're going to take a ride back to Barbie land for a second, and we're going to show you what Chris did for his omni-channel approach. And we'll give you some more information as well on how to get more of this omni-channel information and the strategy. But back to Barbie land from our last webinar, this was Chris's 1, 2, 3 omni-channel approach. He posted the promotion that he had at 7 a.m. He followed that up with an email at 10 a.m. And then he sent a text from his Repeat MD at 11 a.m. And what he's doing with this omni-channel approach, it's some people might check their email before work. That's why their early morning email at 10 a.m. The post, he wanted to post and get a lot of traffic there, maybe run a little bit of ads there early as people are waking up. What do you do? What do you do when you first wake up, folks? You shouldn't, but what do you do, right? Yeah, you open up your phone, you start scrolling on Insta, right? Maybe it's at night, maybe it's in the morning, right? So that's why he hits them at 7, then he hits them at 10, and then a text message at 11 a.m. Why? Because people are having lunch. It's genius. You should use the same approach, okay? And then he was also building hype. So you had a day 1 strategy, do stories, a day 2, a day 3, a day 4, and a day 5 strategy to launch into his promotion. This is super important because what we want to do is we want to surround our customers, surround our patients, and remind them. A lot of folks feel as though they overpost. It's very rare that you yourself are going to overpost. There's so much noise. There's, this person getting married, this brand running this promotion, Kim Kardashian with 100 stories that day. You have to be consistent with it, especially if you're building hype towards a promotion like a Black Friday or something upcoming. But the best thing for you to do if you want to learn more how to sell with Repeat MD, Chris runs masterclasses twice a month. He's a co-owner and director of operations of Misha Aesthetics. They've done hundreds of thousands of dollars in sales just through the Repeat MD app. There's no person better to give you the practical advice and the tricks and tips to convert more, to sell more. And you can ask any question that you like so you can get a similar result. So pull out your phone here, scan that QR code if you're interested on having that one-on-one coaching with Chris. He has anywhere between 10 to 30 different practices, each session, and they have that intimate experience with the real user of Repeat MD, and he can give you all of his tips and tricks. So this is fantastic. And look, Chris just posted, he just cleared $500,000 in sales with Repeat MD this year alone on the Repeat MD app. So Chris is awesome. We love having him to have that coaching session. So the next piece, and this is where Adam is about to, I'm just grateful to be your lead and act, Adam. I really am.
Oh no, we're making a great team. Come on now.
This is where Adam's really going to take over. Adam, Let me know if I'm going too slow moving with the slideshow. But let's start here with talking about e-commerce buying windows, what they are, and then I'll go to the next slide and show some dates that are upcoming.
Absolutely. So what is a buying window, right? And the holiday season is the perfect time to think about these because we have so many coming up between now and the end of the year. But what a buying window really is it's a specific time period where your consumer, where your patient has a compelling reason to buy. So if we keep moving along, I really want to talk to you about some of the next buying windows you all want to keep on your radar for the end of the year, right? Again, it's a limited time frame. It's not something that lasts a month. It's not something that lasts through the end of 2023. Very narrow window action for your patient to really make a purchase and really have that compelling reason to say yes. So looking just between now and the end of the year, think of all the buying windows we can leverage in your practice to really get patients excited and really get them ready to take action and try more treatments and more procedures. In a little over a month, we've got Thanksgiving. That leads right into Black Friday and Cyber Monday, two of your biggest buying windows all year long. Following that, it's gift giving season. People are looking to buy something for their loved ones. They're looking to look their best ahead of holiday parties. So the pre-holiday season, the first 2 or 3 weeks of December is another really key buying window. Then everyone's, celebrating with friends and family. That's awesome. There's that week where I joke like nobody even knows what day it is between, the 25th and the end of the year, but people are spending their holiday gift money that week of the year. People are, getting ready for the new year. People are already starting to think about their resolutions. So holiday week is another really key buying window you want to keep in mind. And I think one that's really underutilized by so many practices, they kind of just think, oh, well, everyone's away. We'll go easy on the promotions this week. But that's a week when people are eagerly spending. And then, of course, last but certainly not least, we head into the new year. People are thinking about their resolutions. They're thinking about their treatment planning for the new year. So really between now and December 31st, we've got 6 super important buying windows you want to make sure that your practice is leveraging. So let's talk about how do we go about doing that? What goes into a buying window? So before we get into that,
one second here. We have a little action item. So marketing put this in here. While Adam's talking about this, we have another value add dropped in here that we do run your promotions for you. So for folks, if you haven't signed up for these promotions, for these buying windows, sign up, let our client success team know. We'll reach out to you so we can make sure that we do the heavy lifting to run your promotion. So a little plug there for the client success team. And then Adam, I'm going to let you take it away here again.
So big promotions that drive value this holiday season. Now, the one that so many of you default to is preferred pricing, as I call it. Many of you may call it a discount. There's nothing wrong with preferred pricing in the right circumstances, but I want you to think a little bit outside of the box. All things being equal, I'm a bigger believer in adding value versus taking it away, which, in some cases, preferred pricing might do. So how do we get creative? How do we think outside of the box? The first thing I want you to think of is really being of service to your patients, quite frankly. How do we optimize their results, right? How do we bring 2 or more modalities together to not only get them the best outcome, but really drive awareness of everything else your practice can do for them? I would bet right now you have a plethora of patients in your database who are maybe seeing you only for toxin, or maybe they're only seeing your esthetician for a facial once a month, but they don't know or haven't been educated on the full span of everything they could be doing at your practice. So how better than to do that by offering them a package where you've got multiple modalities, right? So here's a quick example, right? A holiday selfie ready package, right? Maybe you're combining several of your facials with several of your dermaplaning treatments, complementary, right? So we're adding value that gives a patient that really compelling reason to buy. Now, when we're working with clients in our programs or our private clients, some call them packages. That's totally fine. Some call them protocols. Some call them programs. I tend to be a little more of a fan of the phrasing protocol or program because sometimes when people hear package, they want to try and pick it apart. But protocol or program, that implies a series of actions to get a set outcome. So Phrase it whichever way makes the most sense for your practice and for your brand, but just want to give you some ideas of how you want to talk about these value-added offerings in the holiday season, right? Add value and let that be your incentive. So really lean into that. That's my first big one for you. So try something like a holiday selfie ready package or a holiday party ready package. You can have a lot of fun with that, but really think about how you can add value. That's my first big one. Let's go for it. The next one, similar, but a little bit different, right? Similar, but a little bit different. So I love to really take this a step further and think in the context of 90-day programs, right? Why do I love a 90-day program versus calling it 3 sessions of this laser or, 3, series of this device? When you call it a 90-day program, patients can visualize themselves in the after, right? 3 sessions of a laser, that's a little vague, that's a little abstract. Patients might be interested in it, but they can't see themselves at the finish line, right? But when we frame something in the context of a 90-day program, a patient can see, okay, in 90 days, I'm going to have that transformation. In 90 days, I'm going to look and feel my best, right? They can visualize themselves in the after. And the reason that's so important, you want to write this down if you haven't heard me say it before, upscale patients buy with emotion and justify with facts later. I'm going to say that one more time. Upscale patients buy with emotion and justify with facts later, right? So when you frame an offering this way, again, that patient is thinking of how they're going to look in 90 days, feel in 90 days, all the compliments they're going to be getting in 90 days. And it really makes it such an enticing offer for people, right? The other great thing about a 90-day program is when you're combining modalities, you're not just having the patient invest in the treatments themselves. They're investing in the expertise of you and your providers that accompanies how those modalities are combined. And because they're paying for your expertise, that comes with a premium price point, right? So it's a great way to make a premium offering seem that much more affordable and frame it in a way that that patient can easily say yes to and see the benefits from. So maybe you launch a 90-day offering in December that lets people kickstart their resolutions if you offer body treatments and brings them through into, spring when everyone's thinking about bikini season. And then at that period, you have another 90-day offering for them to take their results even further, right? So this really stops you from thinking about patients in a transactional way and really thinks about their relationship with you, their journey with you, and how you keep them with your practice for the long haul. So I do love a 90-day program, something you definitely want to consider introducing as we head into the holiday season. Let's talk about another really good one. And this is one that, we developed alongside some of our private clients to drive their memberships for Repeat MD. And it worked like gangbusters, right? It's one thing to talk to people about the benefits of membership. It's one thing to show them, even in the app, how much they're going to save. It's another to help them experience it, to let them experience it, right? So one thing I love to do is create a coupon code inside your Repeat MD app, where you are basically giving people a glimpse of how much they stand to be a member, how much they stand to benefit if they're a member, right? Maybe you call it the membership sneak peek. Maybe you call it member for a day and you use that hashtag, right? Let people see just how much more they can stand to save and how much more rewarding membership can be. Again, I like to be resolute in these promotions. And what I mean by that is, if someone comes in for one member for a day promotion, they don't get to use it again next year, right? They get to experience it once. And then their options are to really enjoy all the benefits of membership, or if they want to continue paying a la carte, that's their choice as well. But this is a great way to really get people excited about everything your membership can do for them and let them experience it. So I love a member for a day promotion, and there's no better time of year to really introduce this to people than during the holiday season, right? So give people a little bit of generosity, get them into the holiday spirit, give them that little gift of letting them see just how much they stand to gain by joining your membership. Big believer in it. So call it whatever you like. Some people call it member for a day, membership sneak preview. This should only be one day. It is not member for a week, okay? It is member for a day. One thing that's true with all of the promotions I'm talking to you about today is a narrow time during which the patient can take action, right? We don't want them, humming and hawing and thinking about it. We want them making a decision quickly, okay? So keep those opportunities to take advantage really narrow. This case, it's literally a one-day opportunity. So member for a day, it's a great way to drive memberships, especially heading into the new year as people are really planning their treatments for 2024. And I see this every week when I'm speaking with practices across Canada, the US, the UK, you name it. They come to me and they say, Adam, we're losing patients. I say, well, why? Oh, well, our patients joined a membership at one of our competitors, right? So if you don't offer a membership and you're not letting people see all the benefits they can enjoy, you are leaving a ton of opportunity on the table. So keep that in mind. Member for a day, use it as a coupon code to let people get exclusive pricing. Definitely something you want to try. Let's keep moving along. I've got another really interesting one for you. So many of you in many of your promotions offer the reward straight away when the patient comes in. That's great. There's many ways you can do that. I love it. But let's take this a step further. Why don't you reward their loyalty on the back end? Reward their loyalty on the back end. Let me explain what I mean, right? This was invented back in the day by Subway and all of their sub clubs, right? But we're going to do it in an elegant way. Maybe a patient comes in for their first time and has an injectable treatment or a toxin treatment. They come in 3 months later, right? They have their second toxin treatment. Their third toxin treatment after 6 months is either at a substantial savings. Maybe you do a different treatment that's complementary. Maybe you offer them an ancillary or complementary modality, but reward their loyalty on the back end. Why am I a fan of doing this? All the data out there tells us if you can get a patient to come see you for 3 consecutive visits, odds are they're going to be with you for a much longer period, years and years, ideally the lifetime during which they get cosmetic treatments, right? So why not try some different promotions during the next 6 buying windows between now and the end of the year where you reward someone's loyalty on the back end, right? See how it works for your practice. If you want to, build your books for a new member of your team or a new injector, I love this approach as well, right? It gives someone a really compelling reason to really come see that new injector 2 or 3 times, right? Maybe you're on the flip side of that and you have an injector who's left your practice or a team member who's left your practice, and you want to make sure you're retaining those patients even if they don't have that relationship with that staff member. This promotion works perfectly for that as well. So I love getting a little creative. I really do love some promotions weaved in here and there throughout the year where you are rewarding loyalty on the back end. And the great thing, Phil, I'd love for your thoughts on this, and you can share more about it. Your V2 is going to be able to help you do this so effectively.
Yeah, a big part of the component for V2 is making sure that we don't just offer rewards based on visitation, but also based off purchases. And not only purchases, but they can start adding things and building out these beautiful carts and adding those rewards to their cart, right? So if I've unlocked something, I can actually just go ahead and add it to the cart. I can purchase it directly from the app. What we're wanting to do and what we've been working really hard with V2 is making sure your practice is not limited from 9 to 5 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday, but giving your patient that discovery and that buying experience and the rewarding experience of buying from you from any place, anywhere, at any time. So that's a huge piece of V2. We're continuing to begin the migration process of existing clients. We'll be reaching out when that time is ready. I am a bit of a perfectionist. I really want to make sure that with our existing clients, we give you a amazing V2 experience. It is certainly in the pipeline, and we'll continue to communicate when that time for migration is beginning. There's things for us to work out internally for that, but V2 will offer and is currently in beta and offering these sorts of rewards for patients. And we've seen some dramatic results. We can't wait to release all that for you all. Giving your patients that ability to be rewarded for making a purchase at home, that dopamine hit that we love when we unlock something, see that rewards bar go up. So it'll be taken the next level. This is a free upgrade for all of our clients. So we're super excited about that. And so transitioning here, Adam, is we're going to now move over to some pro tips. So planning holiday campaigns that convert. Okay. So the
Let's get
first
into
one,
it.
boom.
So here's the thing. I can't tell you how many times I have seen the same old holiday promotions, right? Let it glow, or, 12 days of beauty, or under the mistletoe. As much as those are well intentioned, and I totally get it, you need to understand on any given day, especially during the holiday season, you are competing with quite literally thousands of other commercial messages your patients are getting in their SMS box, in their email inbox, on the radio, TV, billboards, you name it. If you are just relying on the same old, tired messaging, it's not going to stand out, right? I want you all to write this down. Pattern interrupt. Pattern interrupt, right? How do you create marketing that looks and sounds and feels just that little bit different than what everyone else is talking about during the holiday season? Now, I know you're all not, copywriters by nature or advertising executives by nature. So I want to give you two really good sources for inspiration of where you can find some really unique holiday messaging. So number one, I say this to our clients and members in our programs constantly: get outside of our industry, right? Stop looking at that practice in another city or that practice that you saw speak at a conference last month. Look there, sure, but let's go beyond that, right? What brands do you admire? What brands do your patients admire? And then ask yourself, okay, we've got these brands that our patients and our team love. Look at what they've done for holiday marketing in past years, right? You can literally type this into Google and find dozens and dozens of ideas. Look at holiday campaigns from luxury brands that you and your patients admire over past years and see what they were doing for the holidays. How were they phrased? How were the offers positioned? What kind of imagery were they using? Really lean into that. That's source number one. Looking at brands you admire and how they told the story during different holiday campaigns. And then a second one that I actually think is quite fun is go look at the messaging for holiday greeting cards, right? Whether you're going, to a papyrus store in person, looking at their greeting cards, or you're browsing Hallmark's online collection, right? These people are literally in the business of spinning hundreds and hundreds of different holiday messages year in and year out. So they are not relying on the same old cliches. So one place you can find a lot of really great holiday messaging inspiration is, again, go look at what greeting card companies are putting on their different types of cards for mothers, or, for cousins, or for loved ones, or for men. You name it, you can find messaging inspiration in the greeting card aisle. And frankly, it's just a really fun idea to do, right? So inspiration, like I said, get outside of our industry. It's often where you least expect it. So look at those brands you admire and go look at some greeting cards, both physical and offline, and see what they're using for their holiday messaging. Two really good sources for copywriting inspiration, and two that I use every single year when I am planning things for our clients. So giving all my secrets here, but let's keep going. This is great. Another one is, I love a value add. We talked about it a few minutes ago, where you're creating either 90-day programs or you're creating packages and protocols, but I don't want you to overdo it to the point you devalue your main offering. Let me explain. Without fail, every single year, I see practices saying you get the facial and the dermaplaning and the LED treatment and the easy bake oven, and it's just too much and it devalues from your main offering. So keep your offerings focused, keep them concise. Write this down if I haven't said it already. Confused minds don't buy. Confused minds don't buy, right? So if you've got like 8 different things in a promotion, your patient doesn't even know what they're getting by the end of all of that, right? That's another reason I'm not the biggest fan of these 12 days promotions that, so many practices do. Those confuse the living daylights out of your patients, right? So keep your offers simple and concise. Remember that you don't want to add more than, I would say, 3 or 4 things into a value add at the absolute most, 2 or 3 really being your ideal, right? Simplicity scales, simplicity converts. So keep those offers focused, keep those offers concise. So that's my next pro tip for you. Another one that I absolutely love, and this works on several different levels, but where can we add Goodwill into the picture? What do I mean by this? How are you giving back during the holiday season? How are you making a difference in your community during the holiday season? To give you a very practical example of what this looks like for many of our clients, ahead of the holiday season, we'll start looking to partner up with a local Boys and Girls Club or a local fire department. And if they're doing some kind of, if you're in a colder climate, a children's, jacket drive, or maybe if you're in a warmer climate, a children's toy drive, what if people bring in an unwrapped new children's toy with a retail value of $50 or more to your practice during the month of December? And in exchange for that, not only are you going to donate that on their behalf to the cause that you partner with, but they then get a voucher for a particular service during the month of January, right? It does a few things. First and foremost, it helps people in need during the holidays. That's amazing, right? But on top of that, it's going to then invite people to come back during the month of January when things often, we do have a certain degree of seasonality, right? The other thing it does is it's giving you that physical face time with a patient who maybe didn't need anything during the month of December because they got their toxin in November, right? So it gives you that additional piece of face time that you wouldn't get if someone was just coming in between their scheduled appointments, right? So it's just such a great way that everyone wins. Your community wins, your practice wins, it deepens your relationship with patients. So really see how you can leverage a Goodwill component to all of your marketing this holiday season. And frankly, all year round, but especially during the holidays. Keep it in mind, it's something that can make a world of difference. So that's another pro tip there for you.
I love that one, Adam. That one is, I love all of them, but that one made me say, wow, that was fantastic. Thank you for sharing that.
Absolutely. So let's get into our final pro tip. If you want to sell more memberships this year, give your patients something different, right? Members get more. I always think, when you've got such a great tool like Repeat MD at your disposal, how do you then take it to that next level and think like Amazon Prime, where there are so many benefits to being a member, someone almost feels silly for not joining, right? This could look like any number of things in your practice, but I just want to share with you a few things we've done with some of our private clients. Member-only events, not an event where we're trying to sell them something, but just an event to appreciate them and make them feel special. Whether you choose to do it during the holiday season or at other points during the year, how can you create that exclusivity factor for your members? Members-only events are one of my favorite ways to do it. Another thing I'm a really big believer in is member exclusive hours. Maybe you open a little bit later on a weeknight from 5 to 9. Maybe you open one Saturday a month from 9 till noon, or one Sunday a month from 9 till noon if you're not typically open during that time. But to have access to those booking times, someone needs to be a part of your membership, right? It's a great way to just make members feel that much more special, that much more valued. And it's all about the unexpected extra, right? What can you give your members during their next visit that non-members don't get? Not just something they'd expect, but that above and beyond. Can you give them a holiday gift bag with some skincare products? Again, lean on your skincare vendors. What can they give you? What can they gift you, right? What can you give your members to make them feel special, right? We're doing something with one of our clients where we're going to be doing, for their members, silk pillowcases, right? With the practice's logo branded on them. And that's going to be part of their holiday gift, right? As an unexpected little extra, right? So how can you really think like any good luxury brand and just take that member appreciation to the next level? Yes, it's going to be a bit of an investment initially, but what it's going to gain you in terms of not only goodwill, but lifetime patient value is well worth it. So give your members that red carpet treatment they deserve, right? In your practice, you always want to be thinking membership first. So really go that extra mile.
And 2 points on that, Adam, that I think is incredibly important, and that was phenomenal, is understanding that with members, that there is a level of exclusivity and you shouldn't be shy about that exclusivity. When I'm having membership messages, I'm not just targeting, texting or emailing my members only. I'm actually letting the general public know that I'm talking directly to members, so it builds FOMO. So sometimes I get the question on, should I just message my members? No, you should message everybody and let them know for members only, and then start building FOMO to your practice and making it very clear that members have special benefits that the general public does not. Very important. Please.
I was going to say the brand that does this better than anyone else is American Express, right? To be a Centurion member, you have to be invited to that. You can't even buy your way into that tier of membership. Any of you who go to the Centurion Lounge at the airport, which I feel like I live there pretty much, just given my travel schedule, there are literally sectioned off areas of seating for their Centurion members, right? And everything might be crowded, but that Centurion members area is empty as can be, right? It's literally in your face. And it's not, a snooty thing. It's not an exclusionary thing. It's just helping those members who are investing in the brand at that level understand how much they're valued and how much more they get, and really showing your entire audience how much you appreciate your members. So keep that in mind.
And folks, I really want you to consider this here. A membership Christmas party, or a membership event, or what Adam was talking about, a membership gift, and making it very public what you're doing for them, right? Don't be shy about it, really post about it. And if you could do a membership Christmas party, an event only for members, or if you could have, that's the silk pillowcase with the skincare basket, all those things, those are incredible. You got to remember, and sometimes we forget, we spend so much money on acquisition-based marketing. Like, we're quick to spend $1,000 or $2,000 or $3,000 or more dollars to acquire new patients. But sometimes we're forgetful on giving back to the patients that we already have, to retain them, to earn their business, and for them to, grow our business for us. So what is your budget this year to give back to your most loyal fan base, which is going to be your members? Is there a budget? Right? If you're buying these silk pillowcases, don't see it as an expense. See that as part of your marketing budget to remarket to your members on why they should continue to be members versus churning and canceling their memberships. Okay. Super important for you all to remember that it is part of the marketing budget to reinvest back into your patients. And don't just think of the next hot, ad, or the next, marketing company that promises you better SEO conversions, right? Like, think about taking some of your budget and reinvesting back into your practices, back into your patients. Okay. So let's talk about some gifts. This might be the first time in Repeat MD history, Adam, that we have stayed on time. I
love it.
Typically, we're 45 minutes over, and people, God bless them, they stay on because the content's great. But let's talk about the gifts that we're giving from Repeat MD for you being a part of this webinar today. Okay. First gift. If you love Adam, you're going to love his book. Okay. So Adam, you want to talk a little bit about the book?
Yeah. So this is my book, Shock Proof. We talk about, from start to finish, everything you need to do in your practice to really become a luxury brand. What kind of offers do you need to make? What kind of marketing channels should you be using? How do you even find affluent patients in the first place? Who are they? What do they want? How are marketing trends evolving? If it's about becoming a luxury brand and it's about marketing trends, it's in this book. It's a quick read, but a very valuable read. So grab that highlighter, do it over a cappuccino, a glass of wine, whatever you fancy, but it's going to be a great read. So I'm so thrilled with PMD is being so kind to extend a complimentary digital edition to all of you. I think it's going to be a great resource.
When we'll send this to you post-webinar as an attachment for the digital copy. Okay, we've got a very special second gift, folks. The first gift was fantastic, and that gift is going to be the gift that keeps on giving. The second gift, folks, you're going to love this one. Let's see. Boom.
Oh, there I am.
There he is. He's popped out of a gift. This year, you get more Adam. So what we've done for you all is, for these live attendees, we have over 350 folks watching today. What we've done is we've booked Adam for 3 more sessions, 3 group sessions in which you can ask Adam all of your marketing questions. He'll work with you on your social. He'll work with you on how to attract more affluent patients, how to rise out from the competition to get that affluent patient to build your business, and a whole section of Q&A that you can kind of go in the lightning round and just ask him things that are on, that's on your mind. So 3 group sessions. It's a value of $5,000 per person, right? We've booked this with Adam. We booked them for 3 different dates for you all. Adam is phenomenal, and having that time with him, whether you want to book 1 or multiple sessions, you'll have the opportunity to ask him questions and really deep dive. And if that relationship extends and you want to book Adam for more of a private client, he can speak to you about that as well. But for these 3 group sessions, that will be covered by Repeat MD to give back to you all to have more time with him. So we're really happy about the second gift, and we hope that you are as well. So we got that QR code for all you.